So let's get straight into the details on North Korea's missile launch. This latest ballistic missile flew over Japan and landed out in the Pacific Ocean and appears to be Pyongyang's response to the UN Security Council sanctions approved earlier this week, that for its sixth nuclear test. Let's hear more from our Defense Ministry correspondent Kim Hyun-bin, who joins us on the line. So Hyun-bin, a worrying development that only adds to the high tensions in the region.
That's correct, Mark. North Korea launched what we know now was an intermediate ballistic missile early Friday morning from an area near Pyongyang. South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff say the IRBM was fired at 6:57 a.m. South Korean time from Sunan, near the North Korean capital. It flew over northern Japan and came down in the North Pacific. South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff say the missile reached an altitude of 770 kilometers and flew around 3,700 kilometers. And Seoul and Washington are currently analyzing the launch to confirm what type of missile it was, but experts say it was most likely a Hwasong-12. Now, late last month, North Korea fired a Hwasong-12 over Japan, which traveled 2,700 kilometers and reached a maximum altitude of about 550 kilometers. Now, Friday's launch followed a similar path, but flew 1,000 kilometers further than the previous launch. And in response, South Korean military conducted its own ballistic missile training exercise just 7 minutes after North Korea's missile launch. The military fired two Hyun-bin missiles, which have a range of 250 kilometers.
With the consent of the president, the military launched two Hyun-bin ballistic missiles into the East Sea. It's the same distance between the training area and the Sunan airfield where the missile was fired.
Well, one of them landed directly on target, but the other crashed into the East Sea shortly after launch. The South Korean military is looking into the failed launch. Now, North Korea's latest launch also comes 4 days after the UN Security Council slapped stronger sanctions on the regime for its sixth nuclear test conducted earlier this month. Now, keep an eye on any updates and bring them to you during the next newscast at 2. Back to you.
Okay, Hyun-bin, we look